Love, action, drama, these are pretty much the backbone of most anime, but some anime stand out with their unique stories, beautiful character development, exceptional visuals, and powerful dialogue delivery. These masterpieces are written into anime history and never grow old. Missing out on them is almost a crime, and watching them brings a deep sense of fulfillment as an anime fan. To make sure you're not missing out on these iconic series, we've curated a list of 10 anime you can binge watch in 2025, no matter how old they are. So, let's get started. Number 10, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime.
テンペストだ。ジュラの大森林にて。落ち着け小僧。僕は悪いスライムじゃないよ。
Imagine living a boring, routine life in a world you're honestly not even a fan of, and just when you are completely worn out, boom, you die while trying to save someone. But then you're reborn as a slime in a whole new world. And not just any slime, an insanely overpowered one. At first, it sounds like a win. New world, cool powers, no boring office job. But of course, nothing comes easily. Our protagonist ends up facing all kinds of challenges as he meets other powerful beings, and things get real fast. This anime doesn't just hook you with the wild setup, it keeps you in with the amazing world building, lovable characters, epic battles, and even some surprisingly emotional moments. Even in 2025, it's an absolute banger to binge. The animation is still top tier, the story is super engaging, and the vibes is all action, comedy, and emotional depth. With multiple seasons to dive into, it's the kind of fantasy ride that's hard to walk away from. And if you're liking this vibe and want more anime recs, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out. Number 9, Konosuba God's Blessing on This Wonderful World. This anime is about Kazuma Satoyo, a shut-in gamer who dies in literally the dumbest way possible. Next thing he knows, he wakes up in the afterlife, where this smug goddess named Aqua gives him two choices: go to heaven, or get reincarnated into a fantasy world. And what Kazuma picks? Well, I'm not gonna spoil that part for you. Now, I'll be honest, the animation in Konosuba isn't anything crazy or flashy. It's not packed with high-end fight scenes or deep world building, but it totally worked for the kind of story it's telling. What really makes this anime a gem is the cast. You've got Kazuma with his dry, sarcastic attitude, Aqua, who's supposed to be a goddess but is honestly kinda useless, and then there's Darkness, a crusader with very questionable hobbies. Put them together, and you've got pure comedy gold. It might be a parody of the whole isekai genre, but somehow Konosuba ends up being one of the most lovable, rewatchable, and laugh-out-loud shows you'll come across. Number 8, Fire Force. David Production deserves massive praise here as Fire Force takes the whole idea of firefighting and throws in high-energy battles and a dark supernatural twist. And somehow, it totally works. The story's set in Tokyo, where people randomly start turning into these terrifying fire-wielding monsters called Infernals. To deal with them, special fire brigades are formed. That is where we meet Shinra Kusakabe, a new recruit who can literally light up his feet, giving him crazy speed and kick power. He joins the 8th Special Fire Brigade, where he not only helps take down Infernals, but also starts digging into the mystery of his brother, who he thought was long gone. One of the biggest highlights are the fire effects, insanely bright, smooth, and hypnotic. If you're into fast-paced action with a bit of supernatural drama, Fire Force is totally worth checking out. The character designs are slick, the animation is top-notch, and there's never a dull moment. Number 7, probably the greatest alchemist of all time.
Repayment spells here. This person is unlike the noble people I've met before.
Being able to meet so many good people and places until now is all thanks to the past.
From now on, all the growth and encounters depend on you, Shokun, step by step.
Imagine, you're just an ordinary salaryman living your usual routine until one day, luck finally decides to smile on you. You get summoned to another world, along with a group of heroes, but here's the twist. As compensation, you're given the chance to choose any skill you want. And guess what? Luck hits the jackpot again. You end up choosing a skill that not only makes you undefeatable, but also sets you on the path to becoming the wealthiest man alive. That's how you earn the title, probably the greatest alchemist of all time. Now, unlike most harem anime, our protagonist Iruma Takumi isn't some awkward pervert chasing after girls. Nope, he's calm, respectful, and genuinely focused on his goals. There's no forced romance, no weird ecchi moments, just wholesome chemistry, emotional depth, and really well-written character growth. Every character you meet feels real. Their relationships evolve naturally, not just throwing attraction, but through meaningful bonds and shared struggles. And watching Iruma grow from an average office worker to an unstoppable alchemist who builds his own peaceful world, it's honestly inspiring. With its cozy vibes, clever world building, and a main character you'll actually root for, this anime is an underrated gem you absolutely need on your watch list. Number 6, Kaiju number 8.
怪獣だったの？
キコル。お願いお願い、どうかこのことは防衛隊には内緒でお願いします。お願い。
If you're stuck in a boring, repetitive cleanup job while dreaming of joining the defense force to fight kaiju, sounds patriotic, right? But what if you end up becoming a kaiju yourself? Now that's a plot twist you didn't see coming. But that's the story of Kaiju number 8. This anime isn't just about monster fights, it's about not giving up, finding your purpose, and proving you're never too late. It's got tons of action, heart, mystery, and a main character who's both hilarious and heroic with his straight-up epic monster battles. With a perfect mix of emotional depth and insane action, Kaiju number 8 is a must-watch if you love epic fights, real grit, and characters chasing big dreams. Number 5, Wisteria Wand and Sword.
守れ！鉄鋼の丘！ロワールシーク！ゴルドレッド！
In a world where magic means everything, Will Surfort has none. No spells, no wand, just straight up sword skills. But that doesn't stop him. He's determined to rise to the ranks of the elite Regardian Magic Academy to reunite with his childhood friend Ilfaria, who's now a top-tier mage. This anime gives off that classic underdog energy, super engaging and genuinely uplifting. The visuals are clean, and the battle scenes are just smooth, intense, and full of sword versus magic hype. It's got that Black Clover spark mixed with the heart of Denmaki. Even the supporting characters have real depth, and every clash feels personal, epic, and totally worth rewatching. Number 4, The Rising of the Shield Hero.
逃がしません！
エラスト制度、セカンド制度、ドリフト制度。
春闘、霞一番に！
This anime brings the classic sword versus magic setup, but with a brutal twist. Naofumi Iwatani gets thrown into a fantasy world and is hailed as a hero. Sounds great. Until you're framed, betrayed, and cast aside. That's exactly what happens to Naofumi Iwatani, the shield hero. But instead of giving up, Naofumi fights back. The world is cruel, the odds are stacked, and every win he pulls off feels earned. This isn't your typical hero journey, it's a redemption arc done right. If you're into the dark intensity of Attack on Titan or the emotional roller coaster of Re:Zero, The Rising of the Shield Hero is definitely one to watch. Number 3, The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic.
まさか黒い騎士の弱点は治癒魔法。傷つけられることで発動する魔法は治癒魔法をまとった攻撃を反転できない。
The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic takes something as wholesome as healing and cranks it up into battle-hardened scream through the pain insanity. The story follows Usato, just your regular high school guy who accidentally gets pulled into another world alongside his 2 classmates. But he's not one of the chosen heroes, he's just the extra guy, with rare healing magic. And that is when things get absolutely wild. This anime is a blast, packed with hilarious moments, heartwarming scenes, intense action, and just the right amount of madness. The energy is non-stop, the chaos is delightful, and the vibe is totally unpredictable in the best way. Number 2, Shangri-La Frontier.
俺は今ゲームを最高に楽しんでいる。バグ、徒長戦、理不尽演歌、あらゆるクソゲーを乗り越えたゲーマーだぞ。当たり判定もバグってないお前に、はい参りましたなんて降参してたまるか。
Imagine a world where no one plays bad games for fun. Except for one totally unhinged gamer, Rakuro Hizutomi. This guy lives for beating the worst of the worst in VR gaming and actually loves it. But when he finally jumps into a polished, top-tier VR MMO called Shangri-La Frontier, things really kick off. Playing as his bird-masked avatar, Senraku, he's not OP or handed some overpowered gear. Nope, he relies on sharp reflexes, smart tactics, and pure gamer guts to take down monsters and conquer the game's toughest mechanics. The animation is absolutely stunning. Every fight feels fast, fluid, and packed with strategy. What makes it even better is that this anime takes a grounded approach to gaming. No world-ending prophecies or chosen one cliches, just a guy and his obsession with games. Number 1, solo leveling. This anime is easily one of the most hyped anime out there, and trust me, it's totally worth the hype. The story follows Sung Jin-woo, an E-ranked hunter who's seen as weak and pathetic. But then, out of nowhere, he's chosen by a higher power and becomes the only hunter in the world who can level up. And that is when things get real. The world is brutal, the enemies are savage, and the moment Jin-woo slips into that black coat and says, "Arise," you already know something's about to get wrecked. Because when Jin-woo levels up, so does your heart rate. The animation is cinematic. Every slash, explosion, and shadow summon looks absolutely incredible. It's a full-throttle, monster-slaying, ego-crushing, jaw-dropping adrenaline rush. And that wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.